Hi there. Welcome to The Aether. I'm your host, Micah, with my friend Thomas.
Hey guys.
And my other friend, Louie.
Hello.
Alright.
So that was my song that we thought we'd put in there for the intro music. So today we're just gonna be doing a all around intro to what our podcast is gonna be about.
Yeah, we're just gonna explain, how we know each other and
Stuff like that. What our podcast is gonna be doing. Stuff like that.
yeah. So, I guess introductions would work good. Well, you obviously know I'm Micah. You can't see. Anyway.
Sorry, we're a little bit new to this whole not having a camera for reference thing.
Yeah. Alright, but the one you just heard is Thomas, and then the one who's quieter than a mute kid is Louie.
Hello.
That's because he's obsessed with technology like a weirdo.
That is incorrect.
Aren't we quite literally using technology?
Shut up! Alright, but anyway, I guess we can just go around the room and say something about ourselves.
Alright, so, Thomas is just a musical genius.
I do a few things. I am the main person here if we're going to talk about things like music, politics, or financial news, stuff like that.
He does do those things mainly. Me and Lewis, though, we mainly consist of video games and movies. And then
Video games and anime. I don't really watch movies.
Yeah, you do.
Even I'm invested in video games quite a amount.
And me, I'm just all around with both of them.
He'll just be our main guy.
Yeah.
So, I guess first of all we can start off with Chris, saying, how do you know Louie?
Well, I met Louie about...
You met him? Really? In the story about how you're gonna meet him?
Thomas, I swear to God.
Okay. Alright, you can't see it, but he's beating me. He stopped. He can keep going.
You ruined.
He can keep going.
I met Louie about 2015. That was...
How are you meeting him?
Well, I couldn't tell if he was a guy or a girl, so I just asked him.
That was a common misconception.
What? Stop eating your phone.
I'm not eating it.
Look. So, he had long hair, and I was just stupid, so, it was very confusing. I know you, Thomas, because...
You really? You know me?
I swear to God. I'm gonna hit you like a woman in the 50s.
No. I did not. I'm not gonna make you a sandwich. Make your own damn sandwich. Alright, so anyway, let's keep going.
Anyways. I met Thomas,
Was it 16? 2016.
Yeah.
I remember it was slightly before the election. Maybe, no, it wasn't just slightly before. It was at least a month or so. It was at least a month or so before
it was
the election of Donald Trump.
It was one of our friends that introduced us to each other.
One of my friends, yeah. Introduced us to... I talked to him a lot. Recently he's moved farther away, so I don't get to talk to him as much. But we still do a lot of stuff together.
Yeah.
But, we're good friends.
Yeah. So, essentially, the way Lewis and Tommy met...
The way me and Lewis and Thomas met is basically that,
What was that entire... What? Hold on, you said me, Lewis, and Tommy.
Alright, that's not what I meant to say.
Okay,
I said, so basically, I was introduced through our main host to Louie. We're just hanging out. And then Louie showed up. And then we just talked, we played D&D.
Yes.
We did play D&D. D&D was fun, wasn't it, Louie?
Yeah, it was fairly fun.
Internet more than that. But, yeah, we played D&D together. What else did we do that day?
We got in a pool.
Swimming, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we did go swimming.
I tried to drown you.
Yeah, he tried to drown me.
This isn't a joke. I tried to brutally murder him. I mean, what? Cut the mic. Cut the mic.
That happens every time we go swimming. Someone gets drowned. Don't tell them. On purpose or accident. But, no, so, now that we've got sort of an introduction, I'd like to start maybe talking about what our politics...
No.
What our podcast is going to be about.
There you go.
I accidentally said politics. I didn't mean to say podcast.
Our podcast is going to mainly consist of us just generally talking about things, such as with Thomas. He's gonna be talking to you politics guy.
I'm gonna be talking to you guys about politics. I'm going to be talking to you about politics. I'm going to be talking to you about the news. I'm going to be talking to you guys, especially about music as well. I also run a separate channel. It's still doing a few things. I'll leave a link to it in this. I'll also I also have a music, so I'm going to run a link to that too in the description. These two are fighting silently, and
no, we're not.
but
we're like
no,
a sad married
I'm also
couple.
I'm also gonna be interjecting a lot when we talk more about literature and video games. I'm gonna let them do a little bit more on the movie side. I do watch movies, but I don't watch a lot of them. I do watch them.
So,
Chris, what are you gonna be doing?
So I'm just gonna be our all-around guy. I'm gonna interject with Thomas and politics, I guess, if that's the right pronunciation of it. And then
yes, that is the right pronunciation
shut
of
your
politics.
I'm gonna also be discussing both literature, movies, anime, and games with Louis.
And Louis, what is your main stuff?
Well, I just listed most of the stuff.
Yeah, he did just list.
Louis
Louis gonna be Louis might not be appearing on all of our shows, for sure.
Yeah.
Some of us might not be appearing on all of our shows. Sometimes it may just be one of us talking about one thing.
Yeah.
But most of the time it will be at least two of us. We've also talked about sort of like a schedule that we're probably going to try to do our uploads for this.
Our schedule is going to consist of, we're going to try and upload 2 months, two minimum per month. Yeah.
So we're going to do at least 2 a month, and we're also going to try to do more if we can, but don't expect it. We are going to try to do as much as we can, but at least 2 a month.
We will try and release a
clip at least once a week from our shows.
We will try and also, announce if we are.
Yeah, we will be creating a Twitter, which we will have in the description of this as well.
Alright. Louis, so, where do we...
I don't know where we should go from this. So, we're trying to just do this, so, I guess let's discuss any good games you guys recently played.
Okay, so, Lewis, have you played or heard of Assassin's Creed Valhalla?
Actually, I've heard a lot about it. I do have a friend that I am currently game sharing with, but game sharing is being kind of dookie, so I can't really play the game right now.
That makes sense.
But I could play it if I reset it, the home, but he doesn't. It's a weird thing that Xbox does. You play PS4, so you don't know, and I could explain it, but that takes a couple of seconds.
So, I have Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I've been playing it for a good few weeks now, and I'm not super far into the story, but I'm definitely far enough to where it's past the point where it's just letting you do whatever you want right now. It's past the tutorial, and it's past the second stages of the game. Okay. It's in the middle of the game, for sure.
I did hear that it is extremely different from the past Assassin's Creed games.
So it is, but, Assassin's Creed, Ubisoft has actually gotten a lot of flack about those last few games being just not Assassin's Creed. Has he?
Ubisoft.
Sorry for pronouncing Ubisoft wrong. But you know how they've been getting a lot of flack for making those recent Assassin's Creed games not Assassin's Creed.
I mean, right? I can understand why. The whole point of Assassin's Creed originally was you're this cool guy in a hood going around and secretly stabbing people in the back with these cool little blades. And then they changed it from that to you're riding a giant wolf in one of them.
I think Assassin's Creed...
Which one is a giant wolf?
I think
it's
Valhalla.
Does Valhalla have... I'll have to look at that.
I'll
have to check that. I'll have to check... No, yeah, I think there is. You
then
can
again,
get it,
also
but it's not one of the
Origin.
default things.
In
Origins is where it sort of started the new main formula for this. If you know what I mean, where it's more of a RPG than it is a Assassin's Creed game. But I do think Assassin's Creed Valhalla brings back, while still staying an RPG, it still brings back, I think, a few things from the normal Assassin's Creed stuff. For instance, it does bring back the hidden blade. It brings back cloaks, and it also brings back hiding in plain sight. It brings back, where you can go into distrust areas, like that.
Oh, okay.
It brings back to where, you can pull up a hood and blend in with stuff. As the last two Assassin's Creed games that were more RPGs didn't have that. It also brings back to where you cannot kill civilians in this game. Ooh.
I
If you
think-
kill 2 of the 3, it will desynchronize you, as it's called. The thing that I really do not like about Assassin's Creed, I love Assassin's Creed, but there was one thing that I could do without. I could do without the long sessions where it makes you play the modern day character. I could understand if they had cutscenes about it, but I do not enjoy randomly stopping my gaming experience to play as some random person in New York or some random person in the like in the woods. I don't like that.
See, I actually like the modern times thing because it kind of shows how these people are still, even if it's way in the future compared to when it was, these people are still doing the same things they were back in the past, and it's a very unique experience to see how much different it is from, okay, look, you're in a medieval town and you're able to, climb around all the buildings, to, okay, you're in a big city and you're able to climb around this entire area. Kind of like the, what was it, the scene in Assassin's Creed 3 where you're playing as the main character outside of the synchronizer.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Assassin's Creed 3 was the best
And you were at the, I think it was the wrestling match, and you were able to climb up on the scaffolding above the wrestling match's ring. And I thought that was so cool.
I actually, this is one of the few modern day sequences that I will agree. Is this the one that are we talking about the same one where you have to infiltrate, and then you have to jump across, you jump across the stages, right?
Yes.
Go
Black
up the
Flag?
scaffolding across it, right?
No, we're talking about
Assassin's Creed 3.
As of right now.
3.
Revolution.
I think all of the original games, 1 through 4, were by far the best ones.
I'm gonna agree with that, but I also think that there is something good about the newer ones too. Also, I will give it to him that the modern day stuff is definitely unique. And I actually like the idea of it, but I just think it was poorly executed on some of the last couple of games.
I can understand that.
For sure, it definitely had not Assassin's Creed 3 or something, but there was a lot of times where it just felt like there's really no reason for this to be happening.
Understandable.
At some point, the world's not gonna keep destroying itself. Let's be realistic. You save the world 2 or 3 times. Not another random world-shattering event is happening for at least a while. Let's just be honest about that.
Well, I think that's kind of why they take the game in different eras, if I'm not wrong with
Well, no, what I'm talking about is in the modern day, it's all sort of
crumbling down.
But it's there's 20 or so, not 20. Obviously, I'm exaggerating, but there's several plot lines in modern day, but it just doesn't seem like they have any relation to me. I think that they could have done a much better job relating the modern day storylines to each other as they did having the regular games together.
Fair enough. I think that after Syndicate and Unity, those or probably I think after Origins, the Assassin's Creed games kind of dipped. They were no longer a game where you just are sneaky. It's more of a game where
it was more of a combat game, but I do think that they are an awfully good combat game. If you
I think the combat's fairly okay. I don't think it's anything revolutionary, but
I gotta say, if you play the new Valhalla, it's actually a little bit better than the other ones because of all the weapon combinations. Also, there is another thing that Assassin's Creed Valhalla did that I really loved that it changed back. So, did either of you play Assassin's Creed Odyssey?
No, I was not able to. Louis?
Did you play Assassin's Creed Odyssey?
Get off your phone.
I did not. I'm doing research.
But if you didn't know, during Assassin's
Porn
Creed...
isn't research.
That is not...
Oh my.
No, I'm
That
looking...
is not the direction
I'm
I
looking
wanted
up
this to go
stuff.
in.
Look, I can show you it's Xbox stuff.
But, no.
Xbox.
Alright, stop. But in the Assassin's Creed, in Odyssey, every single minute, you're getting a new weapon, and it's random. It's there's so many random weapons, and it really took away the combat experience, I think. Because, the weapons barely had the same stats as, the stats didn't matter as much because you didn't have, you were always getting new weapons, and you didn't get any time to really get comfortable with any one weapon, if you know what I mean.
I can get that. In some games, let's take...
That's what I actually liked about the original more Assassin's Creed game. You had to save up a lot in, for instance, Assassin's Creed 3 to buy a new sword.
Yeah. I remember that.
And, like, you could get very comfortable with just using those simple weapons.
I think the same kind of thing goes for several games. It's always a matter of you're getting a newer weapon that's really powerful, and then before you get comfortable with that weapon, you're getting another new weapon that's also powerful.
That's what I'm saying about
Like,
Odyssey.
I feel like that's how Borderlands and Destiny does it, but I feel like both of those games have the right, I guess, systems to imply
Odyssey didn't.
And see, that's the issue. Odyssey didn't. It's not
didn't.
supposed to be a
Odyssey,
game where you get new weapons
Odyssey
every 10
was such
seconds.
a missed opportunity. Odyssey was such a missed opportunity. A great game, but it was just misexecuted horribly. Such as, it had a huge sprawling world, but there was almost no side content outside of side quests.
It was
There was no really free roam stuff to do. There was no stuff that you could just go and do, really.
It was larger than Red Dead 2's map,
Oh, it was
right?
much larger than Red Dead 2's map.
See, and that's the issue. They had no stuff on.
Huge.
They had no stuff on the side, Louis. That's the big issue.
There were a
here.
few side quests here and then, but it was all like the same formula. Go to this area, defeat a few enemies, grab the object, return to me. Also, you're going to get ambushed on the way home. It's that formula.
See, yeah.
It's like sort of how the GTA 5, as you progress through it, it sort of gets a little bit more boring because some of the missions are just copies of each other in different situations, if you know what I mean. Do you guys know what I mean?
Yeah, I know
Like,
what you mean.
it's like, go here, shoot these people, take a
Isn't
car.
Well, I mean, if you
Drive
pay
here.
attention to the story, it all connects.
It
know?
It
could-
connects, but like I think that they could have done it to where like the mission type was a lot more varied within the same story.
Well, I mean, there's stuff like submarine missions or like racing
Submarine mission,
missions.
there
or,
are a few different ones, but I'm saying a lot of the
like,
stories done in the same way.
well, like
Don't even get me started about.
that's
Well,
how all things
hold
are.
on.
Like,
Don't even
So-
get me started about GTA
Okay, so
Online.
listen, I think the big issue here is the gameplay fun though in the end?
It's
Is the game
fun.
Because
fun? GTA was fun,
with
but
friends.
I do think it could have used a little bit more.
but like how do I put this? It's more of like a how fun is the gameplay consistently? How long does this same repetition? How long is it fun for before it gets dull and unfulfilling?
Depends on what
See-
you're doing.
See, and that's the thing. What kind of like game it is? Like, let's say
I
for
can understand
example
what
a
you guys
Doom
mean by
type
that. I
a
can
Doom
understand.
type game. Those games are just consistently fun. The gameplay is fluid. It's just nice to go through.
Yeah.
While a game like, let's say for example, Watch Dogs 2, that combat was pretty atrocious. It
For,
wasn't fun after a while.
I'm not gonna comment on this one because I haven't played Watch Dogs 2.
Understandable.
Should I get it? I heard it's good.
No,
I
it's
shouldn't?
it's not. Basically,
GTA
it's like
copy.
no, it's like Watch Dogs, the original one, just got copy and pasted, and like 3 other things got shoved into it. So it wasn't exactly dull, but it wasn't the most eccentric thing ever.
Eccentric. You
Yeah.
mean exciting?
Yeah, same thing.
Not exactly, but okay.
Shut You don't have a right.
So, guys, I really do hope that you guys enjoyed this first podcast. This will just be a sample of discussion. We're gonna try to do
Yeah.
this twice a month. Obviously this one's not gonna be as long as some.
Yeah,
We're gonna have a Twitter that we are gonna link below this. Go there and tweet at us what you want to see.
Also, go check out this guy's channel. It's
Well, I run a YouTube channel called The Modern Left. Yes, I know it implies political leftism. I have moved a little bit away from the left, more towards the center and even libertarian right. But I'm just saying,
Don't burn
addressing
it
the name. Also, check out my music, Thomas Savon, not on Discord, that's stupid, on YouTube and on Spotify. Thank you guys. Do you guys want to plug anything?
Louis, you got anything you want to? All right. Well,
No.
this has been our first podcast. Thank you all for listening.
And remember,
See you
we
in
are
the
the
Aether.
Aether.